I was pretty close to wearing sunnies on this, given the whole pink eye situation.
How did you get pink eye? What happened?
I just woke up with it, bro.
And what is pink eye and conjunctivitis the same thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Why? I set the camera up.
Yeah, but then I forgot about your eyes. Now I want to move further away.
I said, do you want me to sit in the middle this week? And you guys were just like, no.
I wasn't really paying attention.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like you.
Come on, get out of here. Have you been to prison?
To us? So you don't pay attention to us when the podcast isn't on as well.
That's good.
24/7.
He's consistent.
Yeah, he
He's
doesn't
his true self in the cabin.
I'm not faking it.
Not that fucking fake he is on the OG crew.
I'm not putting it on.
He actually doesn't find his jokes funny at all.
Yeah.
It's all just a bit. It's a goddamn act. Who the hell's Nikki, by the way? Your girlfriend? Okay, sure.
We know that's not true.
That's
I find
weird,
everything
dude.
I've ever said funny. So, but
Every single thing.
yes,
Cracking
Am I
up.
still?
So is he out of frame?
Am I still on camera?
He's so borderline framed, like whatever. Like, but now you're kind of, I don't know, man.
It's all fine.
I thought I framed it up so good. I thought it was hot. You know,
So you got pink eye.
I got pink
It's
eye.
gross. Has the rest of the family got it yet?
No, well, we thought
Ticking time
the
bomb.
boy, the son, might have had it last week.
Right.
But then he didn't seem to, and then I just like got back from New Zealand and woke up with it.
So what, you thought he had it before you ever had it?
Correct.
You thought maybe he had it.
Yeah.
And what was the giveaway?
Well, just the crusty stuff around your eye.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, yeah, it's just you know,
But I wake up with
snot
that.
around your eye.
I wake up with the crusty stuff.
But
all the
like a
time.
lot though,
Yeah.
like the length of the eyelid. Yes,
Like it snaps it shut.
yeah. Sometimes you
seals it.
can't open it, and like hurts to kind of get it open initially. But I haven't had that yet, and I've been putting them in my eye drops. And what I've learned about putting in eye drops is I don't know where my eyes are.
I hate putting in eye drops. I remember in my weed smoking days trying to get clear eyes. I'm like, I just can't. I'm just going to have to hope my parents don't bring it up.
No, sorry, I've just got pink eye. It's a big fart on pillow prank era that me and the boys are going through.
You couldn't locate the eyeball with the drops, like you were missing.
Man, everywhere, up, down, like I can't get it. And then I got like Mary to put them in for me, and she's like, "Keep your eye open." And I'm like, "But you're putting shit near it."
Yeah.
Yeah, I think because I'm used to doing contacts now.
Okay.
Like I'm used to it. But
Did I know you wear contacts? I think I'd forgotten you wear contacts.
yeah, bro.
Wait, are they short-sighted, long-sighted? Which eye?
I can read. I can't see. I squint when things are like more than like 2 meters away.
Imagine if that was the question.
I can read.
I can read. Oh, okay. You must be long-sighted.
All right, read this chart. I can't. I
can't.
That's a terrible sign.
It's just a sentence. It's like, oh no.
So what's the
This
when
is
you
an
can't see?
optometrist.
Like I'd go to the pub with my mates to watch the footy, and like I'd have to like squint to watch the game.
That's
So
actually
that
not reading.
You used to call me squint.
It's like I can read the play.
Oh, no.
Man, this library sucks. Not a footy screen here anywhere.
Dewey Decimal's
on.
just a scoreboard.
I
Going
was,
down to the town hall library, like, excuse me, where's the TAB?
I'd like to put a bet on.
I was reading the score, but
Yes.
yeah. So what's that? Is that I'm short-sighted?
You're
Short-sighted.
short-sighted.
Yeah, okay.
Can you see what is close to you? You are short-sighted.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
thing you can do, not the thing you
Okay.
can't
Can you
do.
see what you're
Yeah,
far
yeah.
away? Then you are long-sighted.
So anyway, I used to wear glasses, but then it wasn't going to work with me like being a nerd on stage with glasses, talking about going to jail and being a hectic cunt. So I had to like train myself to wear contacts.
I was
And-
thinking about this. There aren't really many comedians who have glasses, right? Like, it's pretty...
I mean, it's a big statement considering we're
I
both
know.
wearing them.
Exactly. I'm
think?
wondering if it's what's holding us back.
Oh.
I'm wondering whether
it's on the list, but there's some other things. Some other things we can go through.
Shit. I didn't realize. I thought we were cool as.
because I think maybe the glasses obscure the eyes so you don't get the full kind of connection. Because you think about it, there's not really that many, even entertainers, who wear glasses.
So if you think your glasses are the reason you can't connect with other people, have I got news for you?
Well, I think it's just a perception thing as well. Like, I don't think. Obviously, you'll see him like backstage looking at his notes with glasses on, but then like
We're going to have to edit this out. He's going to bash you.
That's true.
You can't be implying.
But he's not
He
using
can
them
only
on
bash it
stage.
with his glasses on.
And I don't
Otherwise,
think,
he struggles.
I don't reckon he could pull off that persona if he was wearing glasses as well.
Do you think glasses are that much of a read? Like,
Yeah.
people see glasses and they immediately think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, I don't.
What's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
I'm just like, these are the 5 things about this person. He's a dork. He's got an asthma puffer.
He's an
lip
intellectual.
dick.
He's well read. He's a nerd. There's only certain topics he can talk about. Don't you be talking about drugs, Four Eyes. You know, it's like, no, I do make assumptions immediately.
But you used to wear glasses, though.
Yeah, I know. And now, if I had have seen myself in the mirror, I would have been like, "Who's this drug addict nerd?"
If you had have seen yourself in the mirror, had your glasses on, be like, who the fuck's that guy? This prescription is terrible.
I'm gonna give this guy a wedgie.
You try to wedgie yourself, like the guy trying to fight his own reflection at the bar. Oh, dude. I didn't think glasses were, because I think and maybe this is me rose tinting it, but I think most people think I look better with glasses on.
Yeah,
Like-
it's not about looking better. I'm just saying, like, think about who are okay, John Oliver wears glasses.
Yep.
Who are the other comedians who have glasses? I mean, like,
Mark Maron?
yeah, but even then, he probably made his career before wearing glasses.
No, he's got glasses in the podcast artwork. So I reckon what the fuck is when, Maron became
Well, that's
big.
because he became big in an audio medium. He
Yeah.
couldn't have made it in the era of podcasts on YouTube. People were like, who's this? Who's this fucking nerd interviewing the president? I don't trust this guy at all.
Hannibal Buress had glasses for a long time.
Yep.
I think he got LASIK subsequent, but he had them and he was cool as hell.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's also black.
Yeah, that's true. Black and glasses offset each other.
Look, I'm unhappy to be a part of this highlight. In the middle of you guys being like, yeah, man, they're different. Those are two different concepts. No, I think glasses are cool.
Yeah.
I think they
Well,
are.
you would say that as a nerd wearing glasses, but
Yeah.
I just think they've kind of become a bit cool. Like I mean, also like it becomes, I think, cooler again if you're willing to wear like tinted sunglasses at all times.
You
Like,
know,
I was-
that's the cool. That's the epitome of cool.
I think
that
it's
you're
pretty
working
cool.
towards.
I think it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like not like as in transition lenses. That's not cool.
Right.
I think it's impossible to be cool and wear transition lenses.
Right. Well, I guess, but as long as no one sees you in the transition. If you can kind of hide yourself as you're walking out into the sun and wait for them to become full sunglasses and then reemerge.
They only come out at night. Because that guy's wearing some pretty normal glasses and he's like, yeah, want to give me a hand job? Let's do it. Yeah, I think transition lens is horrible. But like the tinted ones, like, like the Elton John. I was just watching some Elton John at Glastonbury.
Yeah.
That's cool as hell. Like Mitch Hedberg, he was rocking that. Cool as hell.
Yeah, I think it takes. I don't know if you could rock them though. You gonna wear them?
I'm not yet.
Not yet.
I'm working up to
You're
it.
gonna come out first.
When I finally come up with my like temporarily stairs, escalate a bit.
Right. Yep.
Like that finally. When I'm funny enough.
You haven't come up with a bit good enough to justify.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
I think we'll be waiting a while.
Yeah, but at least I'm honest about who I am. Not only has Hammer never been to prison, he wears glasses like a fucking nerd.
You tell a joke on stage and then you pull out the new glasses out here, ready to put them on. Did I do it?
During the standing ovation, I'm like, and they all sit back down. Oh,
Too
damn,
soon.
I
Too
thought I
soon.
was there.
It was good. It wasn't that good.
Here's something of a con, I think. I wear daily contact lenses, but I wear them sometimes for up to 4 days.
Wow.
Is that a con or is that self-neglect?
Or you
the
just
opposite of self
Referring to yourself in
care.
the third person.
They're fine.
Here's a con, Andrew Hamilton.
No, I'm saying
I swear I am. Don't ask about the photo.
they're pitching that like you need to go through these every day because like, I don't know, it's like they wear out or like they're not, the eye can only take so much, but I'll have them in for 4 days feeling fine. So I'm like,
sorry,
they're overcharging us.
I'm just trying to. Is Hamo trying to imply that his eyes are tough?
Oh, is that what it is?
Because he can wear daily contact lenses for like 3 or 4 days, mate. No
I'm
worries.
just saying they're telling us they're dailies, so you're going to buy so many, but like I can milk that like 90-day supply for like a year.
Do you do the same thing for your daily intake of fruit? You're like, I'm eating over 4 days, mate. It doesn't affect me at all. By the way, why am I tired all the time?
2 and 5, please. 0.5 and 1.25 is more than enough.
Is dividing up a banana with a credit card. Wait, you want to split a banana? Split a banana with me, brother? Let's do it. Yeah, but nah, sick dude. You're really tough.
Or is it because your eyes are so moist?
Oh, you got really wet eyes.
You got really moist eyes.
Crying all the time. At
I don't
animal
know. I'm
videos.
just saying, if you are out there and you're using dailies, test the limit. Save yourself a few dollars.
Just the limit.
Test the limits.
Just a
it
really,
from Hamo.
a really horrific
People get worried
TikTok
about
2-camera series. It's day 2. Can still see.
people do wig out about sleeping with contacts in, like that. Because sometimes, if the eye dries, sometimes they can get like stuck, like up in like the corner, like your eye socket. And the first time that happened, I did wig out. until you got like really like squeeze like the side of the eyeball, and then like pops out, and you're like, oh my god!
I've seen that. It looks very satisfying.
It is when it comes out. It really is.
Yeah.
But for a moment, you do wig out. You're like, what if it's stuck in there forever?
Yeah.
You just got a contact up there forever. Man, if ever I need to look to the top right, I'm going to see so clearly, dude. I'm going to see the past.
There's a couple of times I've tried to put contacts in, and I've like been like hungover or like just forgetful, and I forgot that I already had contacts in, and then double contacts doesn't like give you double the vision; it blurs it out.
Which is strange because 2 pairs of glasses it makes you twice as visual and twice as cool. I got 2 pairs of transition lenses on. They're just sunglasses.
The inner pair is not transitioning at all, but that outer pair, pitch black.
What about those? I feel like it was a 90s thing where you could like clip the sunglasses on top of the regular glasses and flip them down and up like a sun visor.
Yeah, I reckon that's mad. Is that not mad?
I can bring those back.
There was definitely a bit of on trend there, I reckon, like the clip-ons and also the flip up. I feel like the clip-ons are more on trend than the flip up.
What was it? I thought they were the same thing. I thought you
No. Some you can just clip them on the front, and other ones like it's connected to the original frame.
Right. Okay.
So it looks like you know opening up the shop to take a better look.
Yeah.
I used to have like prescription sunglasses, and so like they were handy when you're going out to sport or something during the day. But then by the time you get out like later in the night, you look like quite a dork walking around in a bar at like 10 p.m. with your sunnies on.
Yeah, well, I had that because I went to go watch Will Anderson's crowdwork show, and it was like directly like from a day out, but I didn't have my actual sunglasses, but I sat at the back. My actual glasses. So I sat at the back of the Comedy Store, and I couldn't see a thing. So I just had to put my sunglasses back on. So I was just like this blind man being very respectful of the performance.
How blind are you? Can you drive without glasses if you had to?
If I had to.
Are you legally allowed to?
I don't think I've informed the government about my macular degeneration.
Oh, you're degenerating that hard?
No. Like it's been pretty consistent, but I've just never. I don't think I've ever done a driving test with glasses or been to the RTA with glasses.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not even called the RTA anymore. What is it?
Service New South Wales.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I shouldn't.
I didn't realize that all 3 of us were visually impaired.
Yeah.
Thought it was.
Yep.
And how bad's yours, Hamo?
Well, I mean, they used to call me Squinty because I couldn't see the footy score. So I guess it's pretty bad.
I think as far as your group of friends go, Squinty, quite a respectful name. Really, they could have gone way worse than that.
You should have seen the 3 other guys they called Squinty.
Perfect vision.
They used to call me Squinty. Fucking got him, boys. Nailed him. He'll never recover from that.
I remember sport was the big one because I used to have glasses that I would wear just at school, but only during class when I needed to see a whiteboard. And then the first thing, like casually, I noticed it would get in the way is going to a sporting game and just like I have no idea who has the ball. I had no idea what's happening right now. Cricket was a waste of time.
Yeah,
it's just like I don't know what's happening. I'm just gonna have to assume the fielders know what they're doing.
I kept putting in these requests in jail for my glasses because I thought I'd had them during my arrest, but I couldn't remember because I was really fucked up on drugs. So like my memory was questionable. And so I put in these request letters for like weeks and like just you get no response. And so I was like, oh, maybe they're not even there. So then like I asked my mum, did you find any glasses at the house? And she's like, yes. And so she mailed them in. And they were just some random like lady spectacles that like must have been just in the house. And so they arrived in the mail. And I was like, well, what the fuck are these? And so this...
your mum's like, and are these your earrings as well? They're certainly not mine. I don't know what.
So a guy in the yard was like, well, if you don't want them, I'll have them. And so I don't know what he was going to do with them, but I imagine he would find a way to fashion that into some kind of weapon. But in the end, it turned out they did have my glasses at reception there, and they were just really bad at responding to request forms.
Like at reception? Prison. It was like a maitre d'?
Yeah, when you get there, they obviously you change it over all your stuff into your prison gear, and
it's just in a little box.
So I had a Ventolin, and I had a couple of bucks, and I guess what else did I have? Some shoelaces, because they take those off in case you try to hang yourself.
I thought you just had an extra pair. I've heard what happens in prison.
So they take
I want to keep my options open.
And the glasses, yeah. So eventually I got them at the very end of my stay, and that helped me because the problem was sometimes in the yard. I would squint, and I'm like, it's not a good place a prison yard is not a place you want to squint because if someone gets the wrong idea at you squinting at them, they could like lead to a problem.
Yeah. So, hey, man, we should bash that racist over there.
You got a fucking problem with me, Hamilton?
Who said that? So wait, are we not getting hung up on the fact that your mum found a strange woman's pair of glasses in your house and had no follow-up?
Well, he was
questions?
dealing out of there, but he also had a book club.
Oh, I thought it was at your. In my mind, you're still living at your parents' house.
No, this is where the house that got raided.
Yeah,
This is when I was a proper adult.
Yeah,
I'm a grown
right.
man. It was a long time ago now.
I mean, that's a bit of a compliment. Girl comes over to your house, you have sex with her, and she has to take her glasses off. She's like, don't worry, I can see that.
So, yeah, who knows? It could have been anyone's. There was a lot of people going in and out of the house at that kind of time.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
We don't need to say that, do we? You're just convicted. It's just kind of like whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, the book doesn't say allegedly.
Now I can come clean on all of it. And what a relief.
Oh, yeah, because you're completely free now. No corrections order.
No.
And you trying to get into the States.
They let me into New Zealand.
Yep. Oh,
They put me on TV.
They put me on TV.
Oh, they must let anyone on TV.
I don't like this.
Tom,
They won't
ready.
stop asking. It's crazy.
get ready. You'll be on as soon as you get over there. You'll be on 7 Sharp or something.
I was Dan's understudy. I had to learn his lines and everything.
You just had you sitting there. Just got to frame this thing up. All right, Tom, get the hell out of here.
So,
What was I going to say? Because, we're talking in the cabin about Australian TV channels. Whatever
Yes.
happened to,
Yeah.
New Zealand, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, man.
Those are the channels.
It's a simple place.
I was there being like, you guys are going to love this anecdote. And they're like, what's Flog Cabin? I'm like, don't worry about it.
so 1, 2, 3, and so 7 Sharp. What channel is that?
I don't know.
Okay. Oh.
7 Sharp?
It's called 7 Sharp. Oh, were you on 7 Sharp?
Yeah, that's the show. I imagine that was
The
channel
show or
7.
the channel?
Well,
I think that's what time you were on.
Yeah.
The show is
Hang on, 7.
Sharp, all right?
the show's called 7.
Not a minute over.
The show's called 7 Sharp.
7 Sharp.
I guess.
All TV shows in New Zealand are just when they start.
I was on 7 Sharp.
11-ish.
I was on 8 on the dot.
It must. If the channel's not called 7,
11-ish.
Tune into 11-ish.
it must.
11:15 or 10:58, whatever.
It must be a news program at 7 on the dot. Yeah, because if there's no channel 7 over there.
Well, I don't know if there's no channel 7. I just know that their main channels are 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah. Well,
Because I was on 1.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Big get.
Yeah.
big get.
Yeah.
I was at a gig in Wharawhara, which is just west of Hamilton. The night I was on 7 Sharp, and then a woman got brought with her friend to the comedy gig, and she was like, I just watched you on 7 Sharp 20 minutes ago, and now you're in front of me doing a comedy show.
Wow. The magic of television.
What are the bloody chances? What amazing. What are the bloody chances?
Wait, sorry. How were you on my television and my phone at the same time? Was that some kind of-
And now you're here.
Yes.
One thing about Kiwis, easily surprised. You're not going to believe this.
Is this some kind of witchcraft?
Did you suss
That was good. That was nice. I liked it.
Did you suss the pie action over in New Zealand?
Mate, it was good. Did you have a crack?
I had a couple of pies and I thought they were good. I don't think they were good enough to make a whole big thing about it. They're like maybe 10% better than Aussie pies.
10% better is still, that's pretty substantial.
That's GST.
Yeah.
So
Well, you think consistently to everyone was 10% better? Or just the best one was 10% better than the best one?
yeah, I think the best ones would be 10% better than our best.
Where did you go? Because I went to Pie Rollers in Auckland. That
a
was
good
the one that I
name.
went to.
Okay.
I think you just like that name because you pronounced it the way that Hammer would have pronounced it.
Pie rollers.
Yeah, if you went to school with it.
I went to the Grumpy Baker in Hamilton.
But there's a Grumpy Baker here.
Is it?
There's one just...
Multiple.
You reckon it's...
We go on the way home.
Has
if
it
you
gone
like.
international?
I think it must be different.
You reckon?
Probably.
I'm curious. I'll look into it.
I think, yeah, I don't know. Grumpy Baker, I think, might just be just a name that a lot of, like, like the, I don't know.
This did not seem like a
Fox and Hound or whatever.
I wasn't getting franchise vibes from this place.
Okay.
So-
Because the one here is franchise. There's Maroubra, there's Coochie, I think there's another one.
There's one in Bondi Junction.
Yeah.
Speaking of foxes and hounds, I
What? How could that
no way.
possibly be a
There's no way.
segue,
This
Sitch? I don't believe him at all.
So in fox hunting,
Speaking of foxes and hounds, I made a lot of money recently.
it's tenuous. When I tried to get into a bar in Petone, which is like 20 minutes north of Wellington, called the Horse and Hound.
pretty close.
That is, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll allow it.
And apparently it's like
And I
it's
saw
a big like
fox. Whoa! I take it back. That is spot on.
And the fox working the door was like, hey, if you tag us on Instagram, you can come in.
it's like it was open till 3 a.m., which I liked because I like places that are open late, and there was nothing else open. And so I tried to get in there with Shad
I would
and
have liked even more. 4 a.m. would have loved that.
and it was full of people. This bar, and we
Yes.
were walking across the road to get in there. And I was like so excited. I was walking a little bit ahead of Shad and these two other blokes who were mates with Shad. And
You're just so excited for a beer. You couldn't walk at the same pace of everyone. Guys, come on, quick!
It's open till 3.
It closes in 9 hours.
and it's like a gangster bar. It's like all like the local Maldives like go there, and so I was like, we're gonna have a real cultural experience here. And but the
Because it's gangster?
well,
Is it gangster because it's Māori?
Is it cultural experience because it's a gangster Maori
I'm
bar?
so confused. And I was watching this incredibly cultural film,
Well, you know-
Snatch.
oh well, you know when you watch like what's that New Zealand movie that we always talk about?
Once
Once Warriors. You
Yeah.
know, I want to have that kind of pub experience. We're just like drinking tui and long necks with guys that are about to fight you, and like just that kind of thing.
Sure.
Is that
But
what happened?
as soon as we got up there, the bouncer was like, "Sorry, boys, we're closed. Like we're just wrapping up." And like it was clearly like it was open till 3 a.m. It was like 11 p.m. And like so, obviously he was just saying to us, "You guys are going to die if we let you in there." So I guess we'll never know. It was tragic. I got turned away. Part of me wanted to really.
At that bar, it'd be really hard to know who is the bouncer.
Just some guy. Hey, man,
That
your
was-
turn tonight. Get out there.
But
Wait, Braith and Astor?
it was just it just seemed like a lot of people with face tats doing karaoke. It looked fine to me. So
Were they doing karaoke?
I think so.
I mean, how many times can you do not many?
Well, hold on, they got other songs. Na, 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 na. So, anyway, I was pretty heartbroken. I really wanted to get in there, and I just assumed I'd get in there to be like, "Oh, dad jokes? We know you. We love you." So,
Did you show him your Instagram follow?
I tried to. No. Anyway,
I mean,
I'll have to try again next time at Horse and
what a
Hound.
great story
Yeah.
to bring to a podcast.
If you let me in the pub, I promise to post about it on Instagram. We'd hate that. Please do not do that.
So, but when the bouncer was like saying like we're sorry we're closed, I was like trying to argue the point, but the other boys were like, no, I think like we should. Okay, we understand. We should definitely go,
Yeah, right.
like, what do you mean? There's heaps of people in there.
fellas.
We haven't even hit the bridge.
We're just 4 friendly chums. We'll just get in there and get along with everyone.
Sorry, can I speak to your manager, please? Do you know who I am?
So anyway, this guy probably saved us from getting bottled, but anyway,
That was the experience you wanted.
It's yeah,
it's a rich cultural experience to me.
Yeah.
to get bottled.
To get bottled.
Well, if they hit you hard enough, it's less painful. But anyway,
There was a guy at my school who used to bottle himself as his party trick. That's what he'd do.
How's it going now?
I don't know. Doesn't matter.
it's a good gag, but you got to fully commit because if you don't, then you can cut yourself, and it's very dangerous.
His thing was he knew the part of his head to hit, and it would be
You
fun.
got to know the part of the head, and you got to know the part of the bottle.
Oh, which part of the bottle do you want to hit?
You want to hit like the middle of the bottle, right?
Okay.
If you hit on the end,
the end is hard.
That's stiff. Yeah,
So like the middle between the shoulder and the base.
yeah, like dead center of the body of the
Yeah,
bottle.
okay.
Yeah.
And if you want to see Andrew Hamilton do it, tune into the Patreon. $15 a month. You'll never forget it and he'll never remember it.
So I'm going to the 2 Flogs live pod this weekend, and I was thinking that I could try and emasculate some of their fans by sculling beers against them on stage.
This is like part of your show now, isn't it? That you skull off someone at every gig. Is this the thing?
Well, I've been doing it a few times, just a fucking mad dog when I don't think the jokes are strong enough.
Man, what an option. What an option to have. Hey, man, you been doing some writing? No.
On the way here, Hemo and I were talking about who's the girl you were talking about, the sex worker who now does live stand-up?
Carly Electric.
Carly Electric, and how she does 2 kinds of tours. She does her stand-up comedy tour and she does her sex tour. And she has to make it really clear which one she's doing so the right people turn up. How are they going to start doing that? Like, just to be clear, there will be no comedy. It's just boat races and fucking towels. That's all it is. If you want to come to the comedy, come and 6 or 7 years, but I've written a new show.
Separate towels will be used.
I
for
reckon I
cleaning
can
glasses.
charge. I reckon I can charge more for the drinking in the prison pussy show.
Yeah, you're better at it.
A bit of fun.
Have you come close to losing a sculling contest yet? Yeah, undefeated.
There was a guy in San Remo, which is like Phillip Island, like very
pasta
like
comes from?
regional Victoria. Yeah, we apparently no, it's not from there.
Okay.
So they got a lot of pelicans. They're big on their pelicans there.
Big on their pelicans. They're
there's
pelican
They
enthusiasts.
got pelican feeding at 1 p.m. every day.
I think that's someone who would beat you with a skull off. A pelican.
Pelican?
I think a pelican would fucking destroy you.
Does it count if it's in your mouth or down your throat? If it's in the mouth.
I do exhibit some pelican-like qualities, so you know.
You think you're a pelican?
Yeah, you gulp like a pelican.
I'm a 3-sip on a pint guy. That's pelican moves. So there was a young chap there whose name I've long forgotten who got on stage and he almost
poetic.
Yeah, it was
A
like
young
Moby
chap
Dick.
there, his name I've long forgotten.
but he was people said it was pretty close. I think I just beat him by like a millisecond. Yeah, but that was the guy I versed in New Zealand who was supposed to be one of their best. He was dismal. It was actually embarrassing to the country, but it was a win for the green and gold.
What
The Bledisloe Pint.
That's what it felt like.
what was the kind of criteria to say he was one of the best? Like where were you getting that from?
Well, I just said, anyone here good at sculling? And this guy's like, yeah.
I'm one of the best. He was meant to be one of the best.
He said
The legend's foretold.
he said he was good. That's good enough for me. I don't check their CV.
Word around the street, exclusively from him, was that he was one of the best.
I think you've got to
Check the
start
CV.
having people like video themselves sculling and they show you that and then it's like, all right,
Yeah, it's
qualified. You got to have qualifiers.
Yeah.
Like the Commonwealth Games, you know?
I think it's
But it's funny. It's more fun for me if they talk themselves up and then I absolutely demolish them. I don't want to actually have a close competition.
Was this true of the Flogies? Because you sculled off against two people simultaneously, and I feel my memory of it was there was a guy who volunteered himself very confidently, and he sucked.
Yeah.
And there was a guy who was pushed on by his mates, and he was better.
No, it's his missus.
By his missus.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I think it's that thing of people who are really good at sculling wouldn't be like, I'm great at sculling, but all their mates would know, like, you got to go. This guy's the guy.
Are we factoring Hamo into this or is
I
it
would
the exception that makes the rule?
Absolutely. Are you good at sculling? Fucking oath. Put me in, coach.
Listen to my podcast, new episodes every Thursday. I bring it up a lot.
Yeah, that English bloke just put his hand up because he wanted a free beer.
Yeah,
which is a
smart.
classic
That's
English
smart.
move. It's a classic. No, they're always thinking about the best way to fucking scam you.
Yeah.
The British.
Yeah.
Famously untrustworthy.
Yeah.
They just wanted a free country. They didn't actually want to compete.
If you get a call from someone asking for your bank details with a British accent, you know for sure they cannot be trusted.
I also did a show in Bairnsdale,
Bairnsdale.
which is like just really regional. We're talking like 2.5 hours east of Melbourne.
Okay.
And they were shocked that they were like, apparently they didn't get comedy ever. So they were very, very happy. They turned up in droves, would you believe?
Was that because they're farmers? everything in
Well,
droves.
I got told by someone in San Remo that I was going to Bairnsdale, and he goes, "Oh, be careful with those pig fuckers." So, so I told them that they were like that on stage. So, but no, when Shad was talking to them, when I was taking a piss, and I could hear the PA through the bathroom, he was like, "What do you guys?"
That's such an insane move, I find.
The PA in the bathroom.
The PA in the bathroom, like not all comedy clubs do it. Like quite a few do it, and I get the logic because it's like, hey, go to the bathroom, you won't miss any of the show. All good.
They do it at the Potts Point Hotel, right? I think I
yeah.
used to be able to hear when you were on a running joke. I could hear you
I didn't.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
when I had my cock in my hand.
That's good. That's nice. Well, I insist on that.
Yeah,
If you listen to this pod, get your dick in your hand.
but I don't mind it.
Yeah. I'm just kind of like, it's just a lot. Like, it's just like, brother, you'll be fine.
I
Come
think
back out.
sometimes it depends on the nature of the comedian, but if there's context, if it's like, well, this is the longest story, you don't miss a detail.
Yeah.
But I kind of like the idea of people busting, but waiting.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
they're like, oh, we can't miss this.
I will bust and wait more because I don't want to inconvenience people by standing in front of them and trying to squeeze past it out of a row, you know?
Yeah.
Sure.
more so than for
Very considerate.
details.
Actually, fuck. I got a little segue stitch here before we jump back to you. On the flight back from New Zealand, I had something happen that has never happened to me before. I was sitting in the exit row
Someone
by the
recognise you?
bathroom. Someone recognized me. Fucking good one, dude. You fucking got me, brother. Nailed it.
That laugh is awful.
got-
Hate that. It's like Waluigi.
I was going to say, it actually sounds heaps like Red Richardson's laugh.
Oh, really?
I'm like, dude, this is 100% red. Anyway, so yeah, you fucking got me, dude. Good one. I'm glad to see you've been riding on the road, idiot. So
You want to finger my prison pussy?
it's good. You getting t-shirts, mate? So I was on the plane. I was sitting in the exit row right next to the bathroom. I was in the bathroom. I came out of the bathroom and there was a lady sitting in my seat.
Oh.
But
What?
then as soon as I opened the bathroom door, she got up,
To
go to the bathroom.
right. Okay.
So she was going to the bathroom and saw the empty seat and was like, I'm just going to wait in your seat.
I don't like that at all.
I hated it.
But were
Yeah,
you
get the fuck out
were
of my
you your seat close to the bathroom?
The closest seat to the bathroom.
Okay.
But like,
The closest seat to the bathroom. Things are going well, huh?
pretty good. Pretty good commute.
I don't
If I
hate
held it
it.
long enough, I could have pissed it in from there.
I wouldn't do it, but I don't hate it.
I hate it.
I hate it.
It's not her seat. Get out of the seat.
Fuck, I had two of these, to and from New Zealand. So that happened on the way back, and I was just like, but we've all decided where our seats are, and like also you're going to the bathroom, so you're farting up a storm on my seat. Like, you know what I mean? She's percolating, things are moving, and she's just taking it out on my seat.
I mean, she might just be pissing.
You know, take it a little.
I think she's farting up a storm on your seat.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know.
I think so.
Okay.
With that goddamn airplane food. And then in the way there, I had an empty seat next to me on the in the exit row. And after the meal service, they just moved a giant man there. Like the seat was empty for like the whole first 90 minutes of the flight. And then just after the meals, it is like, all right, so here's your seat. And it was just a huge unit.
A fat unit? Or
No, just big, like second row fucking unit.
But why? Where was his seat? What happened?
Just in the back.
What did he do?
I think they just saw him fucking origamied up in the back and
Yeah.
were like, oh, we got an exit row middle seat for you, sir.
Yeah, right.
And I was like, no, I'd already decided in my mind that it was empty.
Yeah, I hate that. Well, especially I think it's one thing even after the plane doors have closed and you got the empty seat next to you. Like, well, I've scored here. Great news. And then if they move someone, it's like, well, that's disappointing, but look, okay, I haven't. The flight has not technically started yet. The flight started. The seats are assigned.
Yeah.
We're done. You win.
It's over. I got it.
But you had two empty seats, right?
No, there was me at the window and the guy at the aisle, and then in the middle, this guy was placed 90 minutes into the flight.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes less sense.
You needed a chance to talk to the guy at the window. Be like, this is fucked, right? He's like, this is unbelievable. We got the seat.
Yeah, we couldn't have the conversation because there was a fucking huge man who could have bashed us both simultaneously in the middle. And the thing was, it was equally frustrating because I was like, yeah, you know what? You are huge. You deserve an exit row seat.
Oh, you were exit row and next to the bathroom.
Yes.
Man, that doesn't quite compute in my mind.
This was the flight. The exit row next to the bathroom was on the flight back. It was one of those 343 flights.
Oh, is this in New Zealand?
Yeah.
No, Qantas.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm picturing the 737.
Yeah. That was where the huge unit appeared
Yeah.
out of nowhere. And he was just massive. Like, you know that thing where he's just taking up like everything and you're just kind of like, oh,
Yeah.
God damn it, I'm a little bitch boy. It hurt. It hurt my feelings.
Poor guy.
Poor guy.
Which one? Dan or the unit?
I feel sorry for the unit.
It's
Dan
tough.
or the unit sounds like a great breakfast radio show.
Dan of the unit?
Dan or the unit.
And he never says a word. That's
Yeah.
what he's bringing to
He's like
breakfast.
Chewbacca.
And for some reason, you're going to be like sitting like right next to each other the whole record.
Dan of the unit. You really want to do that this week, brother?
Forgot.
This is actually, maybe I should mention my pink eye on the flight.
Yeah.
I fly back tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
You should bring that up.
Yeah. I actually got pink eye. Can I have a row to myself, please? It's for the good of the plane.
Yeah.
So Bairnsdale.
Bairnsdale. Yeah.
Pickpockets.
So Shad said, when I'm pissing and I can hear through the PA, he's like, what do you guys get up to in this town? And one guy was like, cocaine. And everyone was laughing. And then while that was happening, the guy next to me at the urinal goes, psst, Hamo, would you like some cocaine? Which was like really nice.
Before you've gone on stage?
It was before I got on stage. And I was like, brother, I'm about to go on the stage. So like, no. And then we had a great time. But it was a very colourful crowd because there was a guy there who said that he was on the run. he'd been on the run for like 2 years. He'd like skipped on like an arrest warrant in WA, and he'd been hiding out. And he was like, "Oh mate, it's fine. You know, I'm on the run with my 2 boys. But it's been tough for them because they haven't had friends in years." You know, because they've been on the run. And he's just randomly at my show.
That's how you know your tour's doing a lot of dates. Yeah. Where you see a guy who's on the lam. You know? Hey, no one ever find me here. Wait, comedy?
Yeah.
Excellent.
And he was actually such a lovely guy. We hung out, we had a few beers, so...
I guess we're both on the road. Wait, what are your dates? Where are you go? I'm going to be in Auckland on the 27th, Wellington on the 28th.
That's so funny. Hammer's like, I actually need like a stagehand. Do you want to come with me?
This is going to be perfect.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? A lot of police officers do come to my show. You should probably get out of here.
So how did you find out this guy was on the run? Did he offer this information freely?
Yeah, he told me.
Did you ask what he was on the run from?
It was for guns charges. He'd been selling guns illegally.
Sure.
Yeah,
It shouldn't be a crime. I'll just say.
You got to open a kebab restaurant if you want.
Hey, an acai restaurant.
Can we just cancel those charges against him? He's an innocent man in my eyes.
A
So
word for him. He's going to be quite a fixture in the New Zealand comedy scene in a few years' time.
but to be like, my boys haven't had friends in a few years. I'm like, that is grim, isn't it?
But there's 2 of them. He's got 2 boys.
Yeah,
they
I
can
guess
be
you're
friends.
right. Yeah, and you got
How old are they?
I didn't ask, so I don't know. But and your dad's your friend, I guess.
What?
Your
No,
dad
he's
dad
not.
can be your mate.
Tom's dad's my friend.
Yeah, and Hammer's dad's my friend.
Yeah. You're not friends with your own dad. That's cooked. Your dad's your housemate, loser.
Yeah.
Like, you're not friends. You just got a
I'm just
rental
saying,
agreement.
In a perfect world, you could be. This seemed like the kind of dad you would be friends with if he was your dad. You know?
Does he?
Yeah.
What, the one who got done for guns charges?
Yeah.
Who's currently evading the law? This seems like a friendly fella.
There was another guy in Geelong who showed me a video. He did jail time for hooning. Like 20.
What?
Yeah, for hooning. Like 20 years ago. And there was like a huge news story about him hooning. Because his brother, I forget if it was his brother or his mate, like videoed him like doing these crazy burnouts on like main roads, and it made like the news, and he went to jail for it.
Is that the official charge? Hooning?
Hooning.
I hope so.
Yeah, because he was like the first case in I think Victoria. They made him wear H plates. When he got out, he had to wear H plates, which was on his car that stood for hooning, being a hoon.
No, I don't believe
he's
this.
lying to you.
Bullshit. There's
You
no
are
way.
an idiot. There's
Bro.
no way.
Bro.
H plates. He was
H
wearing
plates.
H plates that stood for hoon.
You're an
Yeah,
idiot.
no,
No way. There's
Moron.
No way.
What do you mean?
You are
Look this
done.
up.
You ever seen a hoon plate? You ever seen an H
This is
plate?
in Victoria. They had hoon plates. It was like an FP. I was like,
There is no way. There is
didn't happen.
reverse possibility that this happened.
all right,
Also,
I'm not an
they've got
idiot.
No,
I
do not
know
look
that-
it up. Do not look it up because we'll play it on the Patreon. But we actually got a voice note.
About H plates?
Flog. We got a voice note.
I'm convinced that H plates are a real
There's
thing.
no way H plates
My
exist.
audience do not lie to me.
Are we looking up H plates? Can I
We're
look
not looking up H plates
No,
because we got
look it up for the Patreon.
We're looking up for the Patreon because on the Patreon, someone left a phone of Flog. I can't remember his name. Fuck, I'll find that.
We'll reveal it on the Patreon.
Reveal it on the Patreon.
If you want to find out his name, it's going to cost you $15.
Because he was saying that he's annoyed that we're looking stuff up.
Oh, okay.
He's like, I love the podcast. I don't like this chat GPT shit. I don't like this research stuff. Just spread misinformation. So, Tom, what I'm saying to you is H plates.
Not a
That's
thing.
so interesting, Hamo.
And
That's
it's a real
crazy.
thing.
And it's real.
Yeah,
it's definitely
and we definitely
real.
can't check it because we don't need to because this guy told me a true story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hamo actually had his D plates on for dumb cunt.
All right, you guys are going to be so embarrassed when we get DMs from people that do look things up, and they're going to be like, Hamo was 100% right. It was the Hoon laws. We're in Victoria 20 years ago.
Look, Hamo is actually undefeated in the cabin for being right.
For claims.
Yeah, he's never been wrong. The dumber the claim sounds, the more correct he is.
And I think
And I'm glad to finally put that to bed.
I was
just
with
talking
H
about-
plates.
you
I was
guys
just-
are going to be idiots. I've struck oil again.
I was just talking the other day about how the way he says Godzilla is not racist is actually correct. Godzilla? There's no way. There's no way.
It's so frustrating. Deeply frustrating.
or Chamula chicken.
Yeah, look, we know the hits.
annoying.
We know the
Okay.
hits. You're correct.
Fine.
You're spot on. But yeah, H plates are absolutely not a thing.
All right.
The H stands for he's lying to you, you fucking moron.
It gets
Yep.
stands for Habo's right.
What does the H plate stand for? There's no way in the world that they invented a plate that you have to put on your car to keep an eye on you. That's already a P
None of us
plate.
have ever heard of before.
You're
So we're just going to see
crazy.
So what you think is the fact that we've never ever heard that this is a thing. We're going to see H plates on the back of a car and go, oh,
No,
there's-
the
I reckon
police.
that's
This was a thing
police.
in Victoria 20 years ago.
20 years ago.
Yes, it was a thing. It doesn't
2005, Tom. It was a different time.
it was a different
They had
time.
heaps of different plates in Victoria back then. They had a T plate for tram, in case you were confused.
I trust this guy.
Did you? But there was a thing. Did you see that thing about R plates? Did you see that? There was a person.
This sounds like a trap.
I know. It was. But
And I'm on Hamo, who's like, wait, food
I'm
in the
treading
middle
on-
of that net?
I'm treading on walk. They did a thing about this on Your Mum's House with Thomas Segura. But there was a thing. There was a woman in Melbourne who had a really bad accident, and it was that thing of like you hear these stories about people who drive and they have an accident when they like turn right into oncoming traffic, and then they like neurologically can't turn right again. You heard about that?
Not an ambi-turner anymore.
An ambi turn.
Remember that from Zoolander?
I do
can't
remember
turn
that.
left. I'm not an ambi-turner.
I do remember that.
So suddenly they can only take left turns. Yep. So it takes them like 3 times as long to get anywhere because to turn right they have to do a
gotta-
3-point turn.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, this is during Zoolander.
Yeah. So anyway, so she was it was like when you are reintegrating into driving, relearning to drive, they invented this thing called R plates for relearning.
No,
Yeah.
it's not real.
It's real.
Can't
It's
be
a real
real.
thing. It was like an advertising campaign. It wasn't but it was a real thing that they invented.
Ugh,
All right.
I hate this.
Should we do a pilot ad? Is it what we should now?
We should do a pilot ad.
All right, I've written a pilot ad for Hamo this week. This podcast brought to you by Pilots Men's Health Erectile Dysfunction Treatments. We write a ad for each other every week. They have to read it sight unseen. I've written one for Hamo this week. There we go.
All right, here we go.
Old H plates Hamilton.
Real thing. Well, howdy there, partners. It's me, Hamo. One half of the rootinest, tootinest, bank lootinest comedy duo this side of the Mississippi. The Bonnie and Clyde of stand-up comedy. Maybe you caught wind of us blowing into town, cracking wise and macking off with the laughs quicker than a rattlesnake with a sunburn. But when I ain't slinging hee-haws off a soapbox, sometimes I find myself fixing to do a little midnight wrestling. But wouldn't you know it, my old 2-inch pea shooter is slower than a micro pig in molasses. Doc tells me I got a classic case of the old erectile dysfunction and a tiny weird cock to boot. Well, dang nabbit, if I don't feel a donkey's ass with my pathetic little trouser snake. Until the medicine man set me up a little tiny, with a little tincture. What's a tincture? I don't even know that word.
Tincture is like a little, like an old school salve medicine thing.
Okay. Until the medicine man sent me up a little tincture of Pilot's erectile dysfunction treatment. Now my Smith & Wesson is a slinging lead all over my sweet outlaw baby's supple bosoms.
Bosoms?
Yes, sir. Thanks, Pilot. Use code FLOGGERS20 for $20 off your first order. Pilot, hard made easy. Great.
There we go.
That was fun.
I wasn't sure whether I wanted you to do the accent or not. I thought it was funnier without at the start. Who knows?
I like the accent. I think it was good. Good
Yeah.
ad. Good ad.
We had good shows over in Perth, the Bonnie and Clyde tour. We sold out all our dates.
Hammer.
Yeah.
I want to be very clear. We didn't ask.
Okay.
Moving on. Josh, edit that out, would you?
No, but seriously, do it. Yes. What was I going the H plates thing's fucking with me. It can't be real. It can't be real.
I can't wait for the Patreon to find out.
We're going to find out.
And if you'd like to find out yourself, you can join the Patreon. Bonus Flog content every Monday, half hour to 40-minute episodes coming out every single week. You can't get them anywhere else but on the Patreon.
And
behind
if
the
you're
paywall.
watching this on YouTube, you would see we're all wearing very cool hats that say Ogflay Abankay.
We're all wearing
very cool hats. Better put those V plates back on. We just became virgins again.
Whoa, check out that hat.
Oh, that's the coolest hat I've ever seen.
We're all wearing very
I'm a PR genius.
How does he do it? How does he keep doing it?
So
You
good.
know, people listening to this podcast like, hold on, I got to go see these hats.
I
I got to
think
get on
they're
YouTube.
cool. And they wouldn't be unless he wouldn't say that if they weren't.
Yeah.
And they are strictly for Patreon members. We're sending them out to all of our Patreon members. They
The
say
first 50.
The first 50.
The first 50 who signed up for the Patreon
Okay.
will get this hat and any we have left over. And yeah, but we're gonna do another thing at 100. We're gonna do it.
Are we?
Yeah, we're gonna send something out.
Well, we're aiming for 100 by the 100th episode.
The Flog
and we
drive.
were making great progress, and then the progress stopped. Let's restart the progress.
Yeah, the progress
I-
will be good.
I think
this is the
sending out
first
these
time
caps-
Tom's been in favour of progress.
I think sending out these caps for free to 50 Patreon members is a bad business idea.
It's a terrible
I think,
business idea.
So I think when we get to 100, let's send them like a sticker or something like much lower value.
Good idea, Hammer. So, if you'd like that sticker,
If you'd like
sure you sign up.
if you'd like something of lower value than a very cool hat,
The sticker actually just says "very cool." You can put it on your hat. You fucking moron. We will send something better than the hat.
No,
to the
it won't
100.
be. It'll be
Jeez.
shit up.
apparently I'm about to get a very cool hat. A 37-year-old man just said so.
I'm 39.
I'm sure he knows. You're 39. When's your birthday?
13th of April, so it was recently.
Yeah,
Did we hang out? Was it Melbourne? Was that last year? Last year we hung out. I think it was the origin of the first bet that I lost. Ugh, and I'm going to lose the second bet too.
Yep.
You know, it's gotten to the point. This is how badly I'm losing that bet. Like, how am I getting to 300K before I get to 50? I've just started writing jokes for Andrew Dice Gay. Like, I've just started figuring out the act.
You've already
I've
accepted
thought
it.
about like costume ideas. I'm
Yeah.
gonna do the dice thing with the cigarette, but with a vape.
Yeah, okay.
And like, I'm gonna have like, instead of combing my hair, I'm gonna comb my moustache
Oh,
in
yeah.
between punchlines.
Great.
I got it all
Have you got
figured
the
out.
leather jacket yet?
I'm gonna get a very small, like, kind of halfway down the forearm leather jacket.
Great. Because we're at the current rate I'm going, we're gonna like hit target in like 6 weeks or something like that.
Shit, I'm not gonna close that gap.
No.
What was I gonna say? Am I doing it opening for you?
Yep.
Okay.
I will probably find an excuse to do a big Sydney show just
Just for Andrew Dice.
for this. Well, I do want to film my hour at some point towards the end of the year somewhere in Sydney. So that would be a nice little way to warm up the crowd.
And then you get Andrew Dice Gay recorded nicely, and you put it out on Instagram and finally get to 50,000 followers.
I know it's like, and maybe this is just me deeply misunderstanding the algorithm, which I tend to. I feel like it would easily be the most successful thing I ever do.
I think we all agree with that.
If we do like it properly and it's
But that's
done.
not a sign it's a good idea. That's just a reflection on the stuff you do currently.
Oh, it's a sick burn.
Yeah, that actually, there's no comeback. I'm just like, fair enough. I'll take it.
I think we should, whenever you do it, opening for Hammer, I think we should encourage as few floggers as possible to go. So as many people in the crowd have no fucking idea what's happening.
Just because there's no context for it in Australia, really. Like, I don't think Dice is big here. Like, he was big in America. I think,
Comedy nerds would get it, right?
yeah, but his fans. Oh, is Dice big in Nepal?
Right.
I don't think my fans are generally hugely knowledgeable on comedy.
Yeah, but they don't know how to evade arrest.
Yeah.
And where
Yeah.
to get a good gun. They're handy. But yeah, I'm genuinely like, I think it'll be pretty funny. I can't wait to film it. Send it into Kill Tony.
Oh, yeah.
My big audition.
Fuck, you would get a golden ticket on Kill Tony for sure doing Andrew Dice Gay.
He's our new, what is it, season, what is it, regular?
Yeah. You and Ari Maddie.
You'll be on the panel with your jacket on. I'm just saying character.
Yeah,
Dare to dream.
Ari's doing his
The
famous
future is-
character, Homo Simpson.
And you'll be thanking me
Yeah.
for kickstarting an even bigger career.
I got a little thing to bring to the cabin.
You got something?
Got some. It's not much.
Throw it at me.
So the NBA Finals just wrapped up. Oklahoma City Thunder won. They beat the Indiana Pacers.
Didn't they flog them?
Because you go.
Because
That's the question.
yeah, so it was a 7-game series, so you could hardly call it a flogging.
Okay.
But
You're gonna well, I don't know if this is where you're going with it, but the guy got injured.
Tyrese Halliburton.
And was that like when that guy gets injured, is the kind of response, well, they're fucked now?
Yeah, I mean, like they were pretty competitive despite that, but like, yeah, he was. I would argue their best player, if not their like equal best player.
What game did he get injured in?
This game 7.
Okay.
Like the second quarter, right?
No, first quarter.
First quarter, okay.
And like he was shooting really well that night. I think he did like 3 threes on 4 attempts, which was like crazy numbers. And like, you know, it was projected to be this amazing game. And then he got injured and that was basically it. But they made a good match of it. But yeah, so it's like in that weird, you know, sports netherworld where like there's not a huge amount on sports-wise. I mean, it's like NRL season, AFL season, but the Swans are out of the playoffs, so fuck that. But the question I had was adjacent to that because Halliburton really became like a big thing during this playoffs and finals. And the nickname he was given is the Halliban.
Okay, right.
So it's called the
I like
Halliban. Very fun nickname. There's like pictures of him like kind of put onto like Osama bin Laden's face, which is pretty good, pretty fun. And my question for you was, do you think the Taliban is aware of the nickname?
Does the Taliban still exist?
Yes, they're in control.
Oh, they did. They regained. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
as soon as America pulled out, I think, what was that thing? Like America pulled out of Afghanistan and the Taliban were in charge again within like 72 hours.
Yeah, it was nothing.
Just like wild business.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like, do you think the Taliban's aware of the nickname? Because like, it's important just for anyone, you know, forgetting. Taliban is not Al-Qaeda. Like those are two different things. Like one is a distinctly terrorist organization. One is like a, you know, government.
Like a political party?
It is, but like obviously with, you know, some elements that would be similar to Al-Qaeda's. But yeah.
Yeah.
Do you reckon they know?
I reckon they know. I reckon they got a couple of guys that still have fingers on pulses that are still tweeting.
Yeah, you reckon the Taliban are on Reddit?
Yeah.
Well, I think terrorist organizations and, you know, political parties like have to be on social media. That's part of it. Like,
Yeah.
that's part of getting the word out.
But do you reckon it's just like in the Middle East, are they kind of like, you know how in China, like they have their own version of TikTok, their own version of, is WeChat the sort of Facebook equivalent?
I think WeChat is like everything.
Yeah.
Like it's like
It is
Facebook,
now.
Instagram, Uber.
Life insurance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're just tied
Shopping,
into
I
this.
think?
Yeah, you're just tied into this one thing.
One of the PR rules 101 is like to set up Google alerts for like your brand and any kind of like words that are affiliated with you so that you can see whenever there's news stories that you like can like chime into the conversation. So I would imagine Halliban, there's probably in those conversations on news, there's probably a mention of Taliban that's coming up in their Google alerts and they're going, all right, boys, here's a funny one.
They're just having a giggle.
Yeah.
Going down the mountains.
So they got one PR guy who's got Google alerts set up for Taliban.
Do you reckon the Taliban has PR? I guess it would. Like it is a quasi government.
Yeah.
Like, you know, obviously a very oppressive government, but they'd have some PR just watching things going on.
Yep. They'd be like, yeah, we've got a comms team that tell us we should communicate more. And we're like, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to explain to anyone why we're banning women from going to
We've got you
universities
guys
anymore.
for an interview on 7 Sharp. They're really keen to talk to you. They want to hear about the tour.
They'd also like a quick take on the finals. I don't know if you guys are fans or anything. Yeah, because I was thinking about it. I was like, surely it would get back to them in some way. And then my follow-up question was, do you reckon they like it?
Halliburton.
Do you reckon because it's kind of good branding for them.
It's a compliment.
Is there any sort of rounding the circle of why it's Halliburton?
Because
it's not like because he drops bombs or whatever. It's
it's just
like,
Halliburton. They ran with it on socials, and he kind of referenced it in his interviews because like it's not like what they call him on like the NBA coverage because like obviously that could be seen in bad taste.
Yeah,
but like
sure.
on like Reddit and social media and stuff, there's heaps of it going around.
I do love that. I love the sort of like the underground nickname, the one that everyone knows but they can't say in public facing channels.
Absolutely.
I've been listening. I was telling you off pod. Listening to more of the Great Cricketer recently, and you know they've got Slug. What's his name?
Bo Webster. Yeah.
And apparently Slug is a reference to the fact he has a massive hog.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they were talking about. Sorry.
What is and looking at him in the slips taking a catch. Fucking yeah.
Yeah. You'd be amazed if he didn't. It would be like he's a big bloke with huge hands.
Yeah, he actually has to wear H plates for hog. You fucking idiot.
I'm going to be vindicated here. Wait for Patreon.
I'll probably leave. It's my house and I'll still leave if you're correct on this one.
And there was another guy they were saying, I think this is right, years ago, Michael Frazier?
Yeah, Frazier. Yeah, the spinner.
Apparently
Jason Frazier.
Jason Frazier.
Is it?
Apparently,
Yeah.
back, you remember when they first started playing T20 and they had their nicknames on the back?
Yeah.
His nickname was Subway. As in 12-inch?
A lot of giant cock nicknames. I like it.
Isn't that crazy? But like, that was on Channel 9 or whatever. On the back of his jersey was Subway because everyone just knew he had a massive cock.
Mad.
Imagine having your cock being so big, it's your nickname. It's like your identity.
Yeah, I mean, like, it sounds sick, you know? But like Jason Frazier, like I think it'd be a little bit embarrassing as a professional cricketer to not be able to turn it as far as your cock. You know, like, that guy's not really ripping it 12 inches. I think he's more like 7.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, it was just funny, the idea of like, yeah, like the Taliban being like, yeah, we've got some good branding. Maybe we should get some Pacers jerseys. You know, pick them up, support them. Like, that's how you win over a whole country.
So do you reckon when they were on board with Halliburton until he got injured and now they're off him?
No, I reckon they're probably next season, big redemption arc. I mean, they had a bit of they had a comeback themselves.
Yeah. I mean, what, the Taliban?
Yeah.
Huge season for the Taliban.
Yeah, they were crippled by injuries for a bit. Then they regrouped, got a new coach, and head back into the game. Oh man, like I was about to just go so off brand for this pod and like talk about other political things, and I'm like, this is just not what we're doing here.
What political things were you going to bring up?
Well, it was just I was reading about NATO. Okay. On the plane.
Don't be doing that. What are you? What are you reading the New Yorker again, you nerd?
Yep. Digital version on the plane. It was just about because like Trump is asking NATO to pay like more money for their defense because basically like NATO countries have never really spent any of their GDP on military, and the US is spending it all on like they're basically reliant on America for their protection. And he's been asking them to pay more. It's like a very reasonable point from an otherwise unreasonable man. And yeah, just reading about like how little they spend, it's like, it's wild, dude.
Yeah.
Like if Russia came through, like past the Ukraine and into Europe, like it would take the French like 6 days to get tanks there, which like America would get them there like that. Like any kind of self-protection, like America has to do it on Europe's behalf. And Europe's sitting there being like, you guys are dumb.
So the Bonnie and Clyde tour went well, Howard?
I know.
So
I
good
said,
It does, man. I want to hear about it.
NATO? Who gives a fuck about NATO?
More like Gato. All right.
There we go.
Back on brand.
Fuck it.
If you want to get some cool hats, check out the Patreon.
I got some. Talking about huge cocks.
Thank you.
I got a segue stitch for a cock
been here the
story.
last 95 episodes.
I said it wasn't pod content.
Soft drinks.
I was just
sandwiches.
It segued in with the Taliban. Josh, edit me out of this episode. Just all of me. Just get rid of me.
Wow, the Flog cabin's only 22 minutes this week.
So they did a show in Warrnambool.
Yes.
And there was a bloke who had been messaging me in the lead up to the show and said, mate, if you want us to show you how we really do it in Warrnambool, let me know. And I was thinking, like, what is he going to, like, what are we doing? Are we going, like, shooting or horse riding?
Warrnambool, the home of Dave Hughes, I believe.
Really?
Yeah, because I remember I was going to do a show there, and I in my head for a second I was like, maybe they all talk like that. Maybe that's like a Warrnambool accent. It's like, oh, Hamo, I'll show you how it is in Warrnambool. I'll show you how we do it here.
So, this bloke offered to show me how they really do it in Warrnambool, and I was like, what did you have in mind?
How do they really do it?
So he was like, well, mate, after the show, we're going to probably be at the Warrnambool Hotel, so let us know if you're interested in having a few vodka sunrises with a few cowboys. And I was like,
hey, it is June.
Shit.
Could be that kind of cowboy, dude.
Crazy, man. So anyway, I did meet them after the show, and
we had some vodka sunrises and had a lovely time.
But one of them, he is like a bull rider, and he like recently got into bull riding, and he showed me a video of him riding a bull. He gets out of the gates and he's on it for like maybe a couple of seconds, and then he gets flipped off, and then the bull kind of like turns around and stomps on him, on his junk.
On his cock.
And so like he didn't really realize at the time what had happened, but like the bull had like fucking ripped his like fucking junk apart. And so like he had this like tear like right there in his like fucking scrote, but like it was hectic. And so I'm looking at this photo of this guy's cock and balls, and it was kind of like you're like.
Was it just the scrot, or was it cock and scrot?
It didn't sever the cock, but like I think he had to get a bunch of stitches, and they had to do some like tests and like inject it, like to test whether he can still get a boner and stuff like that, like whether he can still reproduce. But all okay. But like these photos of his cock and balls like went viral in like bull riding communities. And out of that, he got like DM'd by a chick who was like also in the scene, who like DM'd him, and now they're dating. So like these cock and ball photos, obviously the hog must have been impressive enough, even though it looked like he almost lost it.
I like that every time that guy unzips, he's like, "You want to know how I got these scars?"
But it was full on.
So wait, like they just went around and she saw this mutilated, or was this like post heel?
No, it was the mutilated photos.
And she wanted a piece of that.
Well, I guess
There were several pieces to choose from.
I guess you could see what it could be. She could see the potential.
Oh yeah, right.
Cock potential.
Did you see potential? Did you see cock potential in that?
Was it a fixer-upper?
It didn't strike me as being the biggest. It struck me as unremarkable, but I guess it obviously spoke to some other ladies out there.
Yeah.
Sure.
Did you meet his?
I got him to send me all the photos. You want to see them?
On the Patreon, yeah.
Oh, let's put it on the Patreon.
No, I don't have it.
Oh.
It'd be weird to ask him.
Did you want it when he said that? Did you want to see it?
The thing, I think it's one of those things where I want to see it until I see it.
Yeah. And then
As soon as- I would've-
Same thing happened when I spoke to this guy who got bitten by a shark. I was so curious until I saw his leg, and then I was like, I regret saying this.
Yeah.
You got bitten by a shark on the cock.
No, on the leg.
Oh.
On the leg. But yeah, that would be even funnier. Shark biting your cock off.
I mean, would it?
I mean, if it didn't happen to you, and you heard that someone got their cock bitten off by a shark, it is.
The cock.
Then you
That's
got to
all
do
it
the
is.
same joke forever. Just like, yeah, use too much teeth. I'm so sad. Yeah, really, it's a painful memory, but yeah, too much teeth. You know how sharks are. Yeah, it didn't even call me back. Oh man, that's grim.
So anyway, that was. I went to the pub with them.
You got a lot of cock injuries after your show? Because I think the original is like that's a cock and bull story. We did it. We made it.
There we go.
I just was saying that in case we needed it as an episode title. It's been a bit barren for the rest of the chat.
I was pretty happy with Gato. That's pretty on brand.
Gato strong.
We're editing it out.
Gato strong.
It's good gear.
No, we've got to keep it in.
Yeah, actually, America's like Europe. You got to donate at least 2% to Gato. 2% of your GDP to Gato to protect us from Russia.
All right, enough from you and the Gato stuff.
I'm not allowed to say it. I'm only allowed to be called it. Yes, this is rough.
All right,
That's it.
well, we've done an hour.
We have.
We're gonna go over the
Stay
page.
flogged.
If you want to hear about whether H plates are a real thing, hoon plates,
You
come
gotta
over to
get behind the
Patreon.
paywall. There's literally no other
There's
way
no
to
way.
find
You'll
out.
never know otherwise.
You can never find out yourself.
This is the ultimate cliffhanger.
Oh man, that was good stuff. How about you? Got any dates coming up? This comes out Thursday. This Thursday.
Yeah, I'm going regionally everywhere, so just look around.
Yep, it'll be in the description. I'm going to be more specific because I need to be. Christchurch is sold out, but I got many seats available in Auckland because we added a second show on July 5th. Then I'm in Newcastle on July 11th, and then Sydney July 18th and 19th.
And this Saturday, the 5th of July, I'm in Tamworth for my cousin's 40th. So if anyone wants to roll on through.
Dude, you need an opener? Are you giving a speech at the 40th?
I doubt it.
Ah, MCing?
No.
I didn't ask you.
No, I'm just attending.
Oh, that's rough.
Just a fan.
Hamo's actually going to be there.
I'm headlining it.
Yeah, you crushed that. That's fair enough.
They'll be like, wait, bullfighting injuries? Come right down. Come check this out, fella. All right. Yeah, thanks for joining us in yet another Flog Cabin. Stay flogged up.
Check the dodgems.
Bye.